We're going to work on some questions which involve us working out perimeters or circumferences of shapes. Now, the perimeter of a shape means the distance all the way around the outside of it. Circumference is a special term for the distance all the way around the outside of a circle. In this first shape here, if we want to work out its perimeter, the distance all the way around, you'll notice there's a couple of figures that are missing there. We know this distance down here, but we don't know this one or this one, so we have to figure those out first. Now, it's 4.9 from here to here, and that's going to be the same as this distance plus this distance. So we can actually work that one out. 4.9 take away 2.1 is going to leave 2.8. So 2.8 metres is the distance from here to here. And we need to know this one here as well. Now it's 5.6 here, 3.2 back here. Now this and this together have to make up that 5.6. So I guess it's going to be 2.4 is going to be the distance down here. 2.4 plus 3.2 equal that 5.6. Now to find the perimeter, that's easy enough. Perimeter, add together all the sides. So starting from here, work around, adding all the sides together. 0.8 plus 3.2 add those all together. I've got them all. That equals 21. Exactly so. 21 metres is the distance all the way around there. In any of these measurement questions, it's always very important to include the units in your final answer. This one here is a circle. And there's a special formula for the perimeter or circumference of a circle. In fact, there's two formulas for the circumference of a circle. Circumference of a circle you could either say is equal to 2 pi times the radius or pi times the diameter. Now, I like pi times the diameter, so for the circumference of a circle here, I'm going to work out the distance all around it. Let's go down here to get myself a little bit of space. Circumference equals pi times the diameter. In our case here, pi, the number, is equal to the number 3.142, rounded off to 3 decimal places, times the diameter 4.8, and I can do that on my calculator. I get 15.08. Question was in metres, and so my answer is also in metres. Another circle. If I'm using the formula circumference equals pi times the diameter, I'm going to need to know the diameter. Here we've got the radius marked. So before I start, I really need to know the distance all the way across that circle by the centre, and of course it'll be double 2.7. Double 2.7 equals 5.4. Do it in my head. And so it's equal to 3.142 times 5.4. And let's see what we get. It's 16.97 to 2 decimal places. And that was in metres, and so my answer is in metres. And the last one, this one's a little bit tricky because it's an odd shape, and what you do to work out its perimeter is break it into little parts. We've got half a circle here, another smaller half circle, and a straight bit. So let's start by looking at this half circle here and work out the distance from here to here. Well, if it was a full circle, the distance would be pi times the diameter, 3.142 times 12.6. But we've only got half a circle here, so I'm going to have to times that by 1/2 to work out the length. So the full perimeter of this one is going to equal, I think what I might do is I might actually set it out like this. I'm going to set it out and I'm going to call this little bit P1. The distance from here to here is P1. I'll call this little bit P2 and this little bit of perimeter P3. So P number 1 is going to equal 1/2 of the distance all the way around the circle, half times 3.142 times the diameter 12.6. I can do that on my calculator. Half 1 divided by 2 times 3.142 times 12.6. 19.79 for that piece. Now P2 is the distance from here to here, and once again it's half a circle, so a whole circle would be 3.142 times its diameter, and then I've got to times it by 1/2, so I'll have 1/2 to get the distance half the way around a circle. Half times 3.142 times the diameter from here to here. Well, it's not marked in, but I guess it's going to be half of 12.6, which is 6.3. So we could work that one out. Half, of course, is equal to 0.5, isn't it? So 0.5 times 3.142 times 6.3. 9.90 if I round it off to 2 decimal places. And the last thing is the distance here for P3. Now P3 is, well, it's a radius of the circle, it's half the diameter, so it's half of 12.6, and that equals 6.3. So to get the total, I'm just going to add together all those different bits of perimeter, and I'll get 19.79 plus 9.9 plus 6.3. Total perimeter of that shape is 35.99. And we were measuring this one in centimetres.